Greetings. Just got a few things I want to talk about this evening before the news cycle runs away entirely with me. First one, Cornel West. Um, I suppose everybody's heard by now. Peter Dow is no longer with the Cornel West campaign. I, I want to be happy about this. Um, I thought it was a bad idea to bring him on in the first place. But the fact of the matter is, he kind of he kind of screwed Brother West by leaving. Uh, he is apparently bragging about um, raising money or getting the West campaign's finances in order. And what was the other thing? Oh, the polling numbers. But Cornell's numbers, his polling was on the rise before Dow got there. And that was in part because West was running as a Green Party, which meant a lot of good things came with that, including ballot access, that kind of thing. So, bragging about putting his financial house in order may be true. Don't know how much difference it's going to make uh, with all of the infrastructure and the preparations and the teams and things that he's got to do now that Cornell's running as an independent, which I'm pretty sure was Dow's idea. May have been Brother West's decision, but Dow has also bragged about convincing RFK Jr. and trying to convince Marianne Williamson to run as independents. So I'm pretty sure that that bug was in Brother West's ear, and that bug's name was Peter Dow. So now Cornell has, I don't know if he has any ballot access at this point. Um, it's an uphill battle, is all I'm saying. And made even worse now that he doesn't have a campaign manager. So I wish he would have taken our advice earlier and simply not hired this guy. Given his track record, who he's worked for, and the kind of things he did when he was working for them, I don't know what he was doing there at all. But from now on, anybody who hires Peter Dow to be their campaign manager or have anything to do with their political campaign deserves to lose. They should just be written off immediately because they're obviously not serious. This guy is toxic. Every campaign he touches just fails. Let me put it that way. So, yay, he's gone, and damn it, he's gone, all in one. Uh, I I really feel for Brother West. I wish him the best. I hope he can start getting things in order. Otherwise, don't see how this is going to be a serious campaign at all going forward. And the next thing, Dean Phillips. Like who the hell is Dean Phillips? This guy comes out of nowhere, and I think he's already in Congress. So I'm pretty sure he got the memo that Democrats are not having a primary in this presidential election cycle. So I don't know what he's doing, but it's not running for president. That is off the table. That's not a thing in the Democrat Party. Is he pre-positioning himself? Does he think that Joe is either going to be forced out because of his dementia, or just because he's so unpopular, there's absolutely positively no way he can win? Either of those are plausible. But why he thinks announcing that he's going to be running against Joe Biden gives him a leg up, he is a Democrat, so he should know how they operate. And that is not going to endear him to the people who actually make the decisions at the DNC. They're going to look at that and say, this guy's not a team player. He's just trying to fuck things up for us. And they're not going to go with him. Vice president, maybe. Perhaps he would be satisfied with that. But there's no way they're going to give him the top of the ticket, especially when he's in there running against their chosen one. So, what the fuck, Dean? What exactly are you doing? Just tell us. We're grown people. We're adults. We can take it. Just tell us what you're doing, because anybody with half a brain knows you're not actually running for president. So, Democrats are so freaking weird. But as weird as the Democrats are, the Republicans still have them beat in the batshit crazy category. Nikki Haley not only wants to exterminate all Palestinians, all Muslims, I'm not sure. I know she wants to kill a bunch of people, and they're mostly Muslim, I guess. That would be fine with her. But she also apparently wants to publish the personal identifying information of these kids at the colleges who are going to protests and rallies. And I presume anybody who protests anywhere in America against the genocide in Palestine. She wants to make sure everybody knows who they are and presumably where to find them. Batshit crazy. I know, or I'm pretty sure, that the main goal is for that to be a chilling effect, so people will stop protesting, people will stop having these rallies. She just wants everybody to sit down and shut up and just let Israel do whatever it wants to do, with our help, of course. But it goes so far beyond that. This is one scary individual, and she's running for president. I can't imagine her actually in the big chair. You think we've got a dystopian hellscape now? Let her get in there. We'll see some dystopian hellscape, I guarantee you. I can't believe any Republicans, actually support this maniac. That is, wow. Y'all are a different kind of crazy. I'll give you that much. Another thing I've been seeing in the news is a lot of complaints that our military facilities in Syria have been attacked numerous times, apparently. My question is, why the hell do we have military facilities in Syria? I'm pretty sure Assad didn't invite us. I'm pretty sure we're there as an unwelcome guest. Being there as an unwelcome guest is bad enough, but we're building a base? Or maybe bases, I don't know. Are you shitting me? How can anybody look at that and not know immediately, oh, well, America's just a military enforced empire where we've got hundreds of bases all over the world. Some of them are in places that don't want us to be there, like Syria or Cuba. Guantanamo Bay, that's still operating. Uh, what the hell is that doing there? We've been sanctioning and blockading Cuba for, what, generations now? But somehow or another, we've also got a little piece of it that we control so we can do our Black Ops torture program stuff, apparently. When you build a base in somebody's country who doesn't want you there, that's called fucking around. When your base gets attacked, that's finding out. Of course, the base gets attacked. I'm surprised the base isn't attacked on a daily basis. That's not that's not something to complain about. That's something to hang your head in shame and go, oh yeah, that's right. We do still have that base there, don't we? Yeah, maybe we should leave. Get the fuck out. Close these stupid bases, especially the ones in places where they don't want us. Then maybe we won't get attacked so much. What do you think about that? Sound reasonable? I know it does to me. And that brings us to the last section. And I don't have any graphics for this one because I've seen enough of those on Twitter and Facebook. Turn on any news show on any, even the corporate stations, and you'll see plenty of footage of the devastation in Palestine, in Gaza. I don't need to see more of that just to make graphics. You probably don't need to see any more of it either, so I'm not going to inflict them on you. But there is no rational way to look at what's happening over there and not come to the conclusion that it's a fucking genocide. It's not a war. Only one side has a military. Only one side can pretty much count on having food, water, electricity, communications. Only one side has the support of this timeline supervillain, the good old US of A. It's not a war in any way, shape, or form. It is an atrocity. It's a genocide. They like to say that they're targeting Hamas, but then they keep killing thousands of men, women, and children. So many children, thousands of children. That's not a war. That's a war crime. That is a genocide happening right in front of our faces. And they like to justify it by saying so many Israelis were killed on the 7th. But what they never, ever, ever include, for context's sake, if nothing else, is that based on the testimony from people who survived the attack from Hamas, or the attack from Hamas and what happened when the IDF showed up, an unknown number of those Israelis were actually killed by the IDF forces in firefights with Hamas, or just trying to kill Hamas and the people got in the way. We know that's a thing. What we don't know, because they won't talk about it, is how many Israelis were killed by the IDF. That seems like an important bit of context to have, especially when they're throwing that number out so often and they're using it to justify so much horror and devastation, so much death. Seems like they would want to make that distinction, to make that really clear, that actually Hamas killed this many people, the rest were mowed down by the IDF trying to kill Hamas. Or I guess that's inconvenient for the narrative, so they're not going to even admit that such a thing happened until it's way too late. Not until this thing is over and the dust has settled one way or the other. Then we'll start to find out all the little things that they're leaving out now. And they've lied about so much. And the rhetoric out of these people, not even just in the USA, although the media is, of course, fully behind the new war. They love war. And they've got a new war. It's like a new toy, and they just want to keep playing with it. But it'll be way too late. It it won't be able to change anything when they finally get around to admitting some of the things, like how many Israelis were killed by the IDF, not Hamas. Somebody should be asking them these questions. Somebody at these press gaggles, and when they catch Biden on his way to a plane or whatever and they're shouting questions, somebody needs to start asking him, so how many of those people were actually killed by the IDF? Because we know from the people who were actually there, who managed to survive, Israelis themselves, we know from the things they've said that the IDF did absolutely kill some of those people. I think it's important that we know how many, especially because they're using that number as a justification for this whole thing. That makes it kind of important. That makes it kind of necessary to get right. But this could still blow up into a broader conflict. It seems almost as if they want that. They're intentionally doing things that they know other countries have said were potential red lines. The ground invasion. Hell, they're bombing places that didn't even have anything to do with it. They've hit the West Bank. They've hit Jordan, Syria. It's like they're provoking. They they actually want a bigger war. They want a war that potentially involves the whole world. A world war. Can you imagine that? I guess it's been long enough that they think people have forgotten what that was like. People can't imagine what that would be like. And now's their chance. They've got some strategies, some plans they want to put into motion. Seems like now's their chosen moment. And the Hamas attack on Israel is just the excuse they're using to put those plans into action. But that in itself is horrific. This could very easily spiral so far out of control that we're talking about the other nuclear armed powers becoming embroiled in it as well. And that would be really ugly, really quick. Uh, I wish that I had solutions. I wish I even had just suggestions that that would actually be listened to by the people making the decisions. And I'm pretty sure that's Blinken and Newland and then that crew. I don't believe for a second that genocide Joe Biden is making decisions. I don't believe he can find his way out of a room without somebody taking him by the hand and showing him where the door is. That boy ain't all there. Hasn't been for a while. I still think what they're doing to him is elder abuse. He should have stepped down a long time ago. Would that have changed anything? Who knows? Well, according to Trump's own statements, he'd be all in for this war too. So, no help there. RFK Jr., same old, same old. He'd be in Netanyahu's hip pocket just like the rest of them. The only actual, most likely anti war candidate still in the race is Cornel West, who went from 17 or 18 states of ballot access to zero. I don't think his polling numbers are as good as they were just a little bit ago. So somebody should probably tell Dow he should stop bragging about that. He's taking credit for something that was already happening, but he helped to fuck it up on his way out the door. So might not want to put that on your resume. And yes, we see you. We know what you did. Don't know why you did it, but we do know what you did. And we won't forget. So that's all I've got. I just I I hope somebody in one of these chambers where they're making these decisions has at least a momentary glimmer of common frickin' sense and puts a stop to this nonsense, because this is just insane. And I know a lot of people I've talked to are blaming it on religion. Um, they're actually trying to fulfill some kind of prophecies or something. As a lifelong atheist, it's difficult for me to even wrap my brain around a concept like somebody who yearns so much for the end of the world that they will actually go to insane lengths to to set up the conditions that were foretold, or I don't even know how to put it. That is sheer insanity to me. So I don't know if that's part of it or not. Um, if it is, I guess we're even more screwed than I know because to get an otherwise rational, insane person to commit an atrocity, all you really need is religion. And if this is about religion, then all bets are off. Those people are capable of any kind of atrocity. They're they're insane. They're nutters. So let's hope that it's something more mundane, something more pedestrian. That it's all about power and resources, stuff like that. Um, that is potentially manageable. No, if it's about religion, who the hell knows? Who knows? But here's hoping for a free Palestine soon. End the apartheid, end the madness. Personally, I think since being imposed on the region, Israel has proved over and over that they are undeserving of the status of a nation. That they are incapable of having power over other people without abusing that power, sometimes in horrendous fashion. They, at the very least, shouldn't be allowed to have any sort of military capability. Maybe they don't even deserve to be a country. Maybe they need to be dismantled. Maybe that's the only way for this madness to stop. And I can get behind that. I mean, considering the things they've done, they don't deserve. They're a pariah nation doesn't even come close to describing their status in my mind. They are they are homicidal maniacs, and and we should take away their capability to commit more crimes, more atrocities. We should take away their ability to continue committing the genocide that they're currently perpetrating against the Palestinians. And not next week, not next month. They should do it today. Now. It's already been far too long. This has dragged on far too long. How much death is it going to take for the world to stand up and say no more? How many deaths is it? What's the magic number? I really wish we knew, so at least we could have some kind of idea of how long this is going to be happening. I mean, just tell us. Just give us a number. I mean, at least then we'd know. But, well, stop the genocide. Free Palestine. I'll catch you next time.